In this video, I'm going to show you how to get better compression by using pre-processing programs. For example, if we take a game like No Man's Sky and compress it, its compression ratio ends up being 89.8%. That's not very good at all. The reason for that is that the game's data files are already compressed, specifically with zip. Zip isn't a bad compression algorithm, but it isn't very good in comparison with newer algorithms. And so we'll pre-compress the files. This is where you decompress the zip compress parts so you can recompress it with a different algorithm. There are several programs out there that allow you to do this. I'm going to show you Precomp. Precomp can pre-compress PDFs, JPEGs, motion JPEGs, zip, pings, GIF, bzip2. It's quite a long list, and it can handle even more than that. Just click on the precomp.zip link to download it. Once you've extracted Precomp into a folder, go into the Windows folder, and you'll see 4 files: Preconf, Precomp, and the 32-bit versions of them. You should drag one of the other files in the folder onto the Preconf version you want to use. Hit Yes to create an INI file. You'll get an INI file and a PCF file. Delete the PCF files, you don't need it anymore. Then you can open the INI file. You should change the compression method to 0 because we'll be using other programs to compress it. You should also turn on intense mode. Brute mode can do a better job, but it takes a lot longer, so you can leave that off if you want to. Now, save the INI. Precomp can only accept a single file, so you should put the files you want to pre-compress in a single uncompressed archive. Storing the files in a tar file is a foolproof way to do this. Then you drag and drop it onto Precomp, and it will start running. So once Precomp's finished, it will give you stats about how long it took, how many streams it decompressed, the types of streams. It also gives you some text that you can paste into an INI file to speed up pre-compression of that particular file. It could be useful if you redo your PCF files when a new version of Precomp comes out. The size of the PCF file is 216% of the original size. That means it more than doubled the size without the zip compression. It's a good idea to drag the PCF file back over to Precomp to recompress it. After it's been recompressed, you should rename the original tar file like that, move the recompressed file over there, and run a checksum on both. The reason you want to do this is because Precomp occasionally corrupts the recompressed file. It's rare, but it does happen. It mainly seems to affect files with MP3 streams, and so if the hashes don't match, you should try it again with MP3 compression turned off. These files matched. Now you can compress the PCF file with your compression program of choice. Instead of getting an 89% compression ratio, this gets a 74.1% compression ratio. That's a lot better, but we can do even better than that. There's a program out there called FreeArc written by Balat Zagation. I hope that's the right way to pronounce it. It's a compression program that helps automate the use of external programs like Precomp and ECM. However, I can't figure it out, and so I don't use it. But if you want to download it, first go to the Wayback Machine. Then type freearc.org. Then go back to 2015. This is where you can download FreeArc if you want to. But I prefer to use some of his other programs. These are listed over here under Research. The programs of his that I use are Delta and SREP. Now, the version of SREP that I use is not listed right here. To download it, go up here, delete that, you want to put in http://freearc.org/download/research/srep393a.zip. Then hit enter. And you'll get a download link to the latest version of SREP. SREP is an LZ preprocessor. It runs through the file and creates a compression dictionary, and stores that dictionary as a part of the file. Normal compressors create the dictionary in RAM as they proceed through the file. SREP can find dictionary matches anywhere in the file instead of just in the sliding dictionary window. This PCF file is 12.7 gigabytes. When we use SREP on it, SREP-M5. Point that to the PCF. And it starts processing the file. You can run files through this that are up to 10 times the size of your available RAM. If you've got 16 gigabytes of RAM, you can handle 100 plus gigabyte files with this. You'll typically end up with a much smaller file that can be compressed even further. The SREP file is 65% of the size of the PCF file. It ends up being 71.5% of the original files. You can expect to get several percent better compression ratios by doing this. SREP only needs to be used on files that are larger than the dictionary size of the compression program you're using. For instance, if you use a 1024 megabyte dictionary size with 7-zip, you don't need to use SREP on file sets that are smaller than 1024 megabytes. Now with RAR4, which has a 4 megabyte dictionary size, you should use SREP on any file set larger than 4 megabytes. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter, and see you next time.